You are welcome to the Wealthy Continent channel, a channel dedicated to the great people and continent of Africa. Remember, it is not the place that defines the status of the people. Rather, it is the people that defines the status of the place. As we continue our journey of financial literacy, we're going to be looking at the topic, as an African, don't buy too much house abroad. One of the things you will experience abroad as a person, or something that happens to most people, is that your single biggest transaction will be buying a property. Most people who experience this is not buying a car, it's going to be a property. Now, in doing so, you have to understand two things. Number one, it means that majority of your income is going towards paying, making payments, servicing the money you have lent concerning the property. Number two, it means that you're beating more than you can chew. One of the things you have to understand about a property is that it's not a status symbol. And it's not competition that, I have a bigger property than some people. I live in this kind of a property. Don't forget that at the end of the day, you are the one that is going to make the payment. So there's a time you can be suffering and be smiling to people that everything is okay, but you are the one that is going to be making the payment. So it's not a competition. Is it driven by needs? You are not buying luxury because you can't afford it. The number two thing you have to understand about banks is that a bank can give you more than what you need. That means they will lend to you more than what you need. It's you that now have to decide that, okay, I don't need more than this. It's a need for now. A time is coming that I can buy something luxurious. But as I now, I have to look at my needs. Now, your mortgage might be 15, 20, 25, 30 years. So it means that you are not making the payment for 5 minutes. You are making the payment on a long-term basis. So you have to look at it and be objective so that you don't buy too much house. You don't chew more than what you can manage. The number three thing is that you don't just buy a property because I want to stay in this particular location. Can you afford that location? Don't let location determine how much you can borrow, because that can lead to other things, and it will create problems. The number four thing you have to look at is some people sacrifice quality of life because they want to make a statement. They buy big houses that they can't afford. Now, they won't be able to sleep in that house because all they are thinking about is payment. They won't be able to spend money on things and enjoy their life because majority of the income is going towards making a payment. Life is not just about paying bills. We need to experience life. We need to enjoy life. So you want to have quality of life. You don't just want to tie everything to a property to show that, I'm living in this big property, yet I'm suffering inside. So you don't want to do that. Another thing you have to think about is you can always move up in property. The fact that you are living in a place today doesn't mean that's where you're going to live forever. With time, when you build up equity, you can always sell to buy another property. You can always add cash to what you have to move up in property. So you can scale up. The possibility is there. Also, if you have bought a property with potential, you can always expand. You have to think in this line. Now, it may not be a need now, but you can always expand when you are financially comfortable to do so. Also, don't forget, buying a big house or buying more than what you can chew, you have to remember maintenance. You have to maintain the property before the property starts falling left, right, and center because you don't have the money to do so because you're beating more than what you can chew. Some of the things I'd like you to think about is, number one, in getting a property, ask yourself this question: can I afford to make the payment? Can I afford the property? Is my money, too much of my money, is it going into the property? You have to answer that question. It's not about what the bank can give to you. It's not about the location. It's about affordability. It's not even about the size of the property. Does it meet your need for now? You have to answer that question. It's so important. Number two thing you need to think about is, what are your exit strategy? You must have a strategy for paying off your mortgage. Most people go into, I want to get a mortgage, I want to, climb the ladder, I want to have this. you mustn't forget to think about, how do I pay off this mortgage and pay it off early? It is so important. Lastly, I want you to know something. Where you live does not generate an income. Is your primary residence, is where you live. Now, is your home, is a place of comfort, is a place that you can call your place, a place of rest, but it's not generating any income. So you don't want most of your income to be tied to that house. What helps us in building wealth is our investment. So if you have not a lot of money in your residence, you have the opportunity to invest and build wealth over time. You need to think about this. I want you to go through this video. I want you to watch it. I want you to see whether it makes sense. If you need to make adjustment wherever you are, make adjustment for advancement. You will be glad you did. Remember, as an African, we want you to do well. We want you to prosper financially and otherwise. But don't forget, don't buy too much house. There's a time and a season for everything. If you have been getting value from our videos, we would like you to consider subscribing to this channel, clicking on that like button, and sharing with others. Remember, a candle does not lose its value by giving light to others. Thanks for watching. We will see you next time.